Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology 2. This is Lab 2 containing the heart model. So currently we are looking at the anterior side of this model, and in your body it will sit with your apex facing to the left. So down here you can see the apex, which will be angled to the left side of the heart. Flipping it over, we can see the posterior view, and again this apex will face to the left. So starting off, we can look at your auricle of your right atrium with your right atrium here. And here we can see your auricle of your left atrium with your left atrium there. Here we have the right ventricle and the left ventricle. In between, you have the anterior ventricular sulcus. So it's anterior because it's on the anterior side, ventricular because it's in between the ventricles. Up here you have your pulmonary trunk and the pulmonary arteries. So here are your left pulmonary arteries. Flipping it over, you can see the left and the right pulmonary arteries. And then there you have your pulmonary veins, so your left and your right pulmonary veins. Flipping it back over, we have in red the aorta, so this is your ascending aorta. In blue, you have the superior vena cava, which will come into the right atrium. And then we have our inferior vena cava down here, which will also carry deoxygenated blood into your right atrium. So the superior and the inferior will carry into the right atrium and will go through the right ventricle and out the pulmonary trunk. So that's the way the blood is going to flow through the heart. So now looking at the inside of the heart, we have our right atrium here. Inside of it, we have the fossa ovalis, and then we have our coronary sinus. So the deoxygenated blood will be carried in through your superior vena cava and your inferior vena cava into your right atrium. The blood will then pass through your tricuspid valve, which is also known as your right atrioventricular valve or your right AV valve. Remember that has three names there. And you can see your chordae tendineae attached to your valve, and then the papillary muscles which anchor the string-like structures down. The deoxygenated blood will then be carried out through your pulmonary semilunar valves, through your pulmonary trunk, and that will go into your pulmonary arteries. And there you can see it on the back as well, the right side. So here on the left, we have our left atrium right there. So blood will be carried in and it will go through your bicuspid valve or your left atrioventricular valve. Here you can see the chordae tendineae and the papillary muscles as well inside of your left ventricle. So the blood will come through there and it will go out through your aortic semilunar valve, which you can see the cusps here, and you can see the cusps on the pulmonary semilunar valves as well. In here you have your interventricular septum, which splits the ventricles.